Hey, um, so I should have actually talked a little bit more about the issues people have being homeless. I mean, I've been homeless a few times in my life, and I'm homeless again now. And what else can you say but that it sucks? There's a lot of people living out of their cars. A lot of people living in homeless shelters. A lot of people living in the streets. All these people should be number one priority, right? The fact that every human being is born on this planet, yet is not provided a home. Oh yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, buddy, you go out and earn a living, and then you buy a home. If not, fucking do what you have to do to be society. And yeah, rents are expensive. The places where you want to live are expensive. And yes, there's a bunch of people that can afford living wherever you might want to live, but there are many of us that can't. So, what do you do? You live in your car because you own that, right? Maybe the bank owns it, but time being, you're driving it, so nobody can throw you out of that, right? Unless a cop comes and tells me I can't sleep in the car. And, there's no sleep. There's an ordinance that you can't sleep in the car in Bradley Beach. Yes, it's ordinance 15789 up your ass. Sorry, but that's kind of like homelessness in a nutshell. In a place where you're born into, where Mother Earth gives you a piece of land and says, please take it and enjoy it. Have, have what you need to have from it. But please don't charge each other for it. And what do? We charge each other for it. And then people have luxurious homes and big glamorous homes and 200, how many? 2,000 acres? Wow, man. That's amazing. How much you buy that for? Wow. It's great, man. It's a lot of land for you to have. And then some people have to live out of their car or don't even have a car, so they have to live in the street and sleep in the street. Right? That's what homelessness is. Right? And if you don't understand it, or you understand it but you don't, go do it. Go live in your car for like a week, and then come back to me and tell me why that shouldn't be the number one priority in our life, in this society, instead of chasing after money and making sure the economy is where it is at, so the rich could flourish and the middle class could stay middle, and then the poor just stay poor. And a lot of them are homeless, right? Because you don't have a lot of you have no middle class homeless, and you have no wealthy class, or the billionaire class, homeless, right? The only homeless ones you've had are the poor. And the only reason we have poverty again is because wealth and middle class don't want to give up their power to the 7 billion poor. Right? So I'm just saying. So that's what homelessness is. It's lack of compassion from a society that brought you into this place and then said, "Sorry, buddy. If you wanna live somewhere, go out west, really far, southwest, in that little corner over there. You might find somewhere to live. You're nowhere around here, buddy, unless you play the game, right? Unless you become one of us." So Most people that are homeless, they'll tell you that they don't want to be homeless. Nobody wants to be homeless, right? Wake up going, wow, you know what? I wish I was homeless today. I wish I was living out of my car. That would be so cool. Yet we allow it because we allow buildings to be built that are charging people extraordinary amount of money. Like the block here, 310, is it 310? Instead of providing, housing for people that don't have homes and can't afford to live here. So you stick them into little places in Asbury where you can still afford it. Just the little corners, just the places where you only take a chance if you move in there. Or out, it's west, it's southwest corner Lakewood Drive and something out there now Toms River all the way south, east and no not east, south and north. You get it? Far away. We could all, if we shared everything, right? We could all, instead of having huge mansion, big homes with 3,000 acres of land that's all mine, right? Instead of that, right? Every human being, instead of being forced into work into a system that enslaves them and wastes their entire lifetime, so the rich and the middle class could still be there. Instead of doing that, every human being could be taught how to build a middle class home. A middle class home, instead of being the big mansion type homes and then this little slave homes that you stick people into, 5 or 6 people in a room. Instead of those, every human being, right, gets a middle class home. No, not nothing like the ones across the street. 2 floors. If you like a ranch, that's fine. But you're just taught to build that. If somebody taught me, instead of me having to slave 40, 50 years, 60 years of my life for somebody else, to make them, this thing up here, this thing that controls everything and allows that to continue. Instead of that, okay, if you had taught me how to build a home and then give me all the materials, I could have just built myself the home. And we could do that to every human being. So every human being has a middle class home. And then the help that they need to build a middle class home. And then you don't have to profit off of that stuff. And do you think Mother Earth wants you to buy the land and then sell it off to each other for a profit? You really think that what's Mother Earth says, oh yeah, go ahead guys, just take my land, take a piece of my me, chunk it off, and then sell it to the other person that I gave it to for free. Sell it to them because you seem to own it now, right? You own my body. That's what Mother Earth's saying to you. You own my body, right? And so go ahead and just chop it up and sell it off to the other people that I gave that land for free. Okay? That's what you think Mother Earth is saying to you. And if you don't believe Mother Earth is saying to you, you better kiss the ground that you walk on, because you know what? At one point she may shift and shake you completely off of her for what you have done to her. Homelessness, right? There was no homelessness in tribal cultures. You know why? Because they understood that the land wasn't theirs. It was given to them to take care of, right? Much different than what our modern civilizations do, right? So in the case of a tribe, there's really no one homeless, right? I mean, they wouldn't leave somebody freezing out there. They'd still build a tent for him and let even they're going to freeze out there, right? There was also no profiting off of people, right? So I just think about it. There was no monetary system in tribal cultures, right? We know of Native Americans didn't have coins, you know. So tribal cultures didn't really, the Aborigines, I don't think the coins, they didn't have the thing that makes poverty what it is, makes people homeless and not be able to go out there and do what they need to do because they're what, homeless. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna start the center up with no. I gotta go spend $150 a night in a hotel, or either that or sleep in my car and go shower at the gym and then go back to work. So just remember, next time you point your finger at somebody that's homeless and say, you know what? He didn't work hard enough. I don't know what his problem is. Maybe he should go to a mental institute, go somewhere because why is he out there? Why is he out there sleeping in his car? Because I can't sleep at the center because my landlord says I'm not allowed to sleep in the center that I've been paying rent for the last 5 years, but now all of a sudden, he's not taking my rent anymore because he's evicting me. So now so now I don't know if I sleep in there, then he's going to call the cops. Say, hey, he's sleeping in there, officer. Sir, you can't be sleeping here. You have to leave. I don't want to go through all that. So instead, if the officer comes and says, I'm sleeping in my car, is that allowed? And hopefully he won't say, sorry, sir, there's an ordinance in Bradley Beach that you can't sleep in the car ever. So it's ordinance 15379828692 to up your. And for everybody else who's sleeping in a car out there and is homeless, I'm sure if you're in the street, you probably don't have a phone, but you might. You never know. God bless you. Because God shines his light on his children, not the ones that have enslaved his children. Good night. What else can you say? Little guy back there, you see him back there? He's kind of like, right there. Pointing my finger. He's watching over me tonight. Namaste.